Hello, everybody, and welcome to my weekly live stream. If this is the first time you are seeing me, my name is Olivia Jade. I'm a pagan priestess, psychic medium, healer, and facilitator. And I'm feeling pretty today. I'm looking at myself in the thing, and I'm just like, oh, let's just settle into the space. Let's take a few cleansing breaths here. I feel like I think last year it was a August 2025 energetic update. This time I feel called to do one for right now, which is July. Summertime 2026. It kind of marks a lot of things for me. I don't know about you guys. I just celebrated, June 16th was the 2-year anniversary of me leaving a high control group. And then not too long after that was my 8-year anniversary of starting my spiritual journey officially and studying a bunch of different world religions and really getting involved in communities and stuff. And then exactly a month from today, because today is July 8th, it will be the 1-year mark since I was broken up with, which thank God, because that was a very karmic relationship. So I'm just kind of sitting here in this, for some reason, mastery wants to come through. Mastery in the sense of really looking back on where I've been and how far I've come. And I'm literally just going to, this stream is going to be very co-creative with spirit. I'm going to talk about kind of what's been coming up for me lately, and then spirit will probably chime in with different specifics and things like that surrounding those themes. Because as I've been moving through this energy, I've seen other creators talk about it, so I know that it's not just a me thing. So without further ado, let's kind of get into these updates here for the collective. So basically, overall, I mean, what came through at first, like I said, was mastery, right? So imagine where you were this time last year, and going back even further, this time 2 years ago, 3, 4, 5, 10. I'm getting the past 5 years or so is incredibly significant. There was a lot of potency for the collective, a lot of things that were moved through, especially when it comes to how we show up in the world, authenticity, relationships. Maybe certain relationships have fallen off for you. Hello. I'm seeing some hellos in the chat. Yes. So I am talking about energetic collective updates. So kind of the spiritual energies that the world is moving through right now. And I was getting into the fact that maybe some of you have been guided to leave certain relationships, or people have kind of walked away from your life, or you guys parted very peacefully. Maybe you were just going in different directions. There is just a lot of change. And I'm going to try not to look at the chat so much because I'm getting a little distracted. Don't worry, guys. If you have questions or any comments, I will be sure to just check back in and look after these little sections I'm going to get into, okay? Okay, reeling it back in. Yes, authenticity, the way that we're showing up in the world. I believe, okay, this is a channeled message. I believe that Spirit is asking us all to reflect and cherish those times that we once were in, and to release the expectations of how it goes on into the future. Interesting. Spirit, can you elaborate on that a little bit? Okay, I'm seeing relationships specifically. Yes. So, okay, thank you, Spirit. If there are changes, if there are maybe points of hurt and grief and people you have kind of parted ways with. Spirit is asking you to cherish the memories and the good times and the ways that you were able to grow in those relationships, and being able to walk away with appreciation and know that maybe you'll come back together later, maybe you won't, but not placing any kind of expectation on those relationships if they are particularly tender. Okay, Spirit, yes, thank you. I'm seeing the color teal now. Spirit, what is that? Okay, I'm getting, it's not necessarily Atlantis and Lemuria, but ancient kind of coastal civilizations. This actually came up for a client recently that I've worked with one-on-one. Yeah, these teal green kind of waters. Water is an element of change, and the tropical energy of this imagery that I'm seeing is very vibrant, it's very alive, and it's also very in tune with nature. And I think that society, because of hyper-masculine agendas, have gotten away from being in tune with nature, respecting nature. Mother Earth is very much being ravaged and harvested for her resources. And overtaken from, and so, okay, Spirit, how is this relevant to the collective right now? Oh, they're telling me to say that you need to be mindful of how you're doing that to yourself. Oh yes, I've been feeling this so much. So basically, it is a dance that everyone is constantly navigating, balancing your creativity and your I don't want to say your will, but like your drive, right? Your ambitions, your dreams with eternal living God source or God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. Knowing that, oh, this is where the water imagery is coming in again. Everything is constantly flowing as it should, is what I'm being told, word for word. Everything is constantly aware of the way things and changes are making ripple effects inside your reality. That's another direct quote from Spirit in this moment. So you don't have to push, you don't have to pull, you don't have to evacuate or evade or like overthink anything, is what's coming through. I've been feeling into this very, very deeply of like, what does that dance look like for you? What does that balance look like for you between like, how do you meet Spirit halfway and not demand and push and force more control in areas that you don't have control and you never did have control? Don't let society trick you into thinking you have control that you don't have in your life. So that is coming through very, very strongly. Now I'm seeing the color red, but it's like a rich, almost like very, very hot fuchsia-y red. Spirit, what does this entail here? Fire element. Okay, so fire is opposite of water. Fire is all about transformation, transmutation. I'm receiving the phrase burning away of residues. Okay, yes. So you might be afraid, you might be teetering on the edge, you might be on the fence, you might be trying to embark on some type of new project, new pursuit, new vision is what I'm hearing, new area, new territory that you've never been in before. And obviously that's going to be scary for everyone. And what I'm hearing is you are going to like blaze a trail. I'm seeing like the grass parting and like a trail being made in this tall grass that looked kind of like like, what's the word I'm looking for? It didn't look like you could really get through it. There was no real like path or way to kind of like part this grass. But as you're walking through, you are made of fire. It's literally going to make a path that is so clear and so clean as you're walking it. That is really nerve-wracking to the ego, extremely. And so if there's anything that you're going through right now in life, I'm seeing the color orange right now as I'm saying this, that has to do with the sacral chakra. That has to do with, I'm receiving the sun, even though we usually associate the sun with yellow. It's the sun right now in this message I'm channeling. It's the sacral chakra, which is your your sensuality and your creativity, really taking the reins of your life in ways that maybe you were too scared to before. You thought that you were limited. You thought that you'd be judged. You thought that everything was against you or like nothing was in your favor. That's not true. I'm being strongly told right now that that is not true, and I'm seeing blue now, like a crystalline blue color. It's different from the teal before. It's like a true blue, and that is giving me like, you have crystal clarity. You do. Take the first step. The ego wants to have the 10-step plan, the 12-step plan, the A to Z, the next 10 years, like the next 5 years, whatever. We are moving into an era in the new earth where we're going to be able to anchor newness by taking things one step at a time and trusting that the path is blazing itself, like with the grass the grass imagery that I just described. It's scary for me too. I totally get it, but it feels so empowering. I heard somebody say one time that if you are looking at something in front of you, something in life, that project, that thing that you're embarking on, whatever it may be for you in whatever category of life, if you feel mostly excited, but also a little bit nervous at the same time, that's actually the sweet spot. That's actually a really, really powerful, energetic place to be. And so, as the old is falling away societally at large, but also in your personal life, being able to kind of making it full circle with what I was saying at the beginning of the stream, appreciate, take those granules, take those golden nuggets, love those beautiful memories that you have with people, with places, with events that are now in the past, right? Move forward with what you learned in those situations. And that love that you can carry with you in your heart forever, not to sound cheesy, but genuinely, you are changed because of those experiences. Moving forward with that, and then anchoring into and taking, like grabbing the horns of this like fire horse year energy of this thing that's in front of you that's been maybe simmering in the background for a while. Maybe you've been actively putting it on the back burner because of like societal projections or fears or thoughts of like limitation and things like that. Now is the time, I'm receiving Spirit's telling me, now is the time for us to take that first step with total faith, because your soul already knows, your spirit already knows. I see a heart, a fire, like blazing heart with like layers of reds around it and like these warm flames with like a little bit of gold and pink too. I'm starting to get a really bad headache right now, you guys. It's like behind my eye right here. Ooh. Yeah, see, I had a big healing session for my colleague yesterday, and I was kind of wiped out from it in a way I'm usually not doing healing sessions on people. But now that I'm channeling like this, it's like hurting bad. So, let's see. There are some things in the chat, so hang on. This will give me some respite from channeling, you guys. Hello from Washington State. Thank you. Hello. Is the spirit somewhere in everyone? This spirit, so we are all one with Source. Billy Delaney, 1270. What I'm channeling is the collective. So the God source that our souls all come from, we are all parts of that living a human experience. So that's what I'm kind of tapping into when I'm speaking. Thank you. Someone said my room was cool. Thank you. Yeah, so the colors, so that's part of my psychic gifts coming through. Spirit shows me colors and imagery to like kind of break down the symbolism of it. So yes, you're right, Billy, of colors have certain representations, like purple can mean a certain personality trait. Yes, that is true. So what's coming through for me intuitively, what those colors mean, according, like alongside the message, is what I'm live interpreting. Um, let's see. I don't know if this is a new comment necessarily, but I'm going to answer it because I kind of already answered the thing about spirit. But so is the spirit you can talk to like one that will speak to you in your head? So when it comes to mediumship and psychic abilities, technically mediumship, being a medium and being psychic are two different things. I'm both. Not everyone is both. Um, being psychic is being able to tune into your immediate environment. So, like the people who are there or like the lingering energies in the room. But mediumship is being able to take it a step further and talk to spirits that have passed on. So, family members who may have passed, loved ones, friends. Um, so, to answer your question, I am a clairsentient. So right now, I don't actually physically hear things talking to me most of the time when I am conscious. When I'm asleep and when I'm falling asleep, your brain gets into a certain state with the waves where I do hear, as if a radio is being turned on. I get snippets of conversations in my ears sometimes in that case. But with this channeling that I'm doing, it's just me feeling the energy and interpreting it into words, kind of similar to how you read a book and you form the picture in your mind with the words. Does that make sense? So, oh, Big B, could you clarify what you mean with your comment? That's very, very interesting what you said about you tried to project color visions to me through the stream. If you could please elaborate, I don't know if I'm understanding exactly. Does it ever randomly talk to you without you talking to it? I mean, yeah, those are downloads. Those are called divine downloads, but it's not as scary as you might think. They're really just inklings. They're little like pushes throughout my day of like just tiny little pieces of information sometimes. Um, Hypnagogic, yes, the hypnagogic state. That's exactly what I was talking about when it comes to having experiences in that transition between sleep and wakefulness and sleep. It's not hard to learn how to channel, Billy. It takes practice. I would start with, there's a lot of guided meditation audios here on YouTube that will kind of guide you into a meditative state to receive messages. Specifically, if you want to have a notebook with you, that is a form of channeling, is writing stuff out. Just, you'll receive probably 2 to 3 words at a time. Don't think about how it's turning out. Don't think about the overall message of what you're writing. Just write each word as it comes. And then the meditation will end, and then you can read it over afterwards. Sometimes spirit is kind of poetic with how it talks to you. So um, let's see. Is it a natural, innate thing, or is it learned sometimes? It can be both. I was born with this ability, and I call it a niche, a spiritual niche for me personally, but it can be learned even if you were born with maybe a different kind of niche. Like some people were born with um, like knowledge of plants just naturally, intuitively. They know what combinations to make for medicine and stuff, or reading auras, or healing, like energy healing. It depends. Um, so there are more questions here in the chat, but just in case, this stream is about collective updates. So and the pain is still kind of there in my head. So I'm going to try to like, I'll answer your other questions after I make sure. I'm going to see if there's anything else that really wants to come through. It's really just that. The big themes here, if you can imagine little bubbles in like a Venn diagram thingy, it's authenticity, how we show up in the world, how we show up in our relationships specifically, how we respect our boundaries and our energy when interacting with the world and with people, and having our nervous systems feel safe to take chances in the 3D world in ways that maybe we didn't feel before. That is showing up for a lot of people of like the work that you've done, like I said at the beginning, like the past 5 years or so, thinking about where you've been and how far you've come, recognizing like how it is. I kind of lost my train of thought with that. I'm trying to get it back, you guys. Thank you. I'm sorry. And this is a live stream, so I can't like stop it and continue once it comes back. Authenticity, showing up, respecting your energetic boundaries. With what you've learned these past 5 years, you're going to show up differently. You're going to take different actions. You're going to interact with the world and with people, your relationships differently, in a more informed way of what it is you truly need and what feels good to your body and to your spirit. And I brought up the nervous system earlier because, yes, you have integrated the healing aspects and the lessons from those previous experiences from the past 5 years. And now it's like I keep losing it. That's so interesting. I am in a lot of pain right now, you guys. I might need to stop the stream. But you have integrated from those experiences and those lessons that you have learned these past 5 years. So with all of that being learned and being solidified in your body, your nervous system is going to feel more confident and different and better, embarking on bigger, better, newer projects across a bunch of different life categories, whether it be career, love, relationships, friends. Maybe you're going to take a trip. Maybe you're going to do an activity you've never done before by yourself. Like that takes a lot of courage. Things like that. Feel into what that might look like for you. And so, okay. Oh, big B, you also have a headache. Interesting. I know I'm like sweating all of a sudden too. I'm like really warm right now. Oh, hello. Okay, I'm gonna scroll in the thing. Okay, somebody asked, what is the biggest mistake I could make to prevent myself from channeling? Predicting what you're writing. Trying to use your physical brain to predict what spirit is trying to tell you in advance before you've like written the word that you're receiving. Number one mistake. Don't do it, because it'll totally throw the whole message off track. Just trust. It takes practice too. I mean, hey, maybe you'll write it out. You'll get out of the meditative state. You'll look at it and be like, what the heck is this? Keep practicing. It will make sense and it will be a fluid message eventually. I will say, sorry, I got a call from a scam. I had to swipe it away. I will say that for me personally, I never really ran into that issue of the message not really turning out. It always did. I just sometimes had to kind of decode it because spirit was talking to me at that point in my journey in a way that was very like, I don't want to say old English, but kind of. It was kind of like cryptic and like ancient in a poetic kind of weird metaphoric way. So let's see. Learning about symbolism, maybe it could help with your channeling. I think channeling is actually, it's better to learn how to be open It's better to learn how to quiet your brain so that it's kind of empty and a blank slate for spirit to talk to you without any interference from your chatter, if that makes sense. Let's see. Do you have a recommended meditation channel? Not a specific channel necessarily. Just look up free writing guided meditation. Free writing guided meditation, and you'll find it. If you scroll down a little bit, I think the specific video that I watched is and if I can find it, if I remember to link it in the description, I will. It's a picture of a hand on a it's a picture of a hand holding a pencil, like on a paper like background, like this, and it's like white in the background. I think that's what I remember the video I watched. Let's see. Hello, hello. Big B, that's a fun activity. I got a color. Can you guess which one? My head hurts really bad and I'm sweating really bad. So if it's wrong, and see, I received it without even trying. I'm getting a mix between yellow and green. I feel like it's mostly like a limey green though. Let me know if I'm right. But I'm hurting really bad right now, so I might not be. Okay, I did not even try with tuning into that. Just by merely reading your comment, that's what I received. It's like a bright electric, like yellowy green-ish. Bro, it's yellow. Okay, yellow is what I got first, and then the green came after. So I don't know if you questioned your own self or like if you changed it last minute, or maybe you were looking at something green. Yeah, okay. So, can this be a part of Christianity too? Channeling is universal. I actually attended a Christian church service relatively recently where people stood at the front where the stage was, the worship stage, for the, where the musical performers were, and they totally gave me a channeled message from God. Like I told them that I was just concerned and stressed lately, and they just started like speaking and like giving me specific Bible verses that I could look into that very, very much resonated with where I was at. Holy crap. So, yes, this is universal across all religions, I would like to argue. Um, okay, David, you said, oh no, don't read the Bible, it's bad. So, it has been retranslated upon retranslated thousands of times. It has, but there are some beautiful things in there. I say with any religious text, take it with a grain of salt and use it as more like inspiration rather than like full on 100% truth all the time in every circumstance. Hi, Kennedy. Okay. Okay, guys. Well, let's see. Yeah, it feels like there's an ice pick at the back of my eye socket right now. That kind of headache, you guys? That's what I'm getting. Um, when did I start to know something was up with what? What specifically? Like my abilities? The OG copy of the Bible, I would love to read the OG copy. I feel like it's in a museum somewhere, like not on display because it's like dust. If they even have it, I don't know if they do. Um, When did I start to know? So I was born with these abilities. I actually have, I'm sweating so much, you guys. I might have to, oh, it's in the Vatican. Okay, slang. The original Bible. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have a very old copy from my grandparents I can show you. I would love to. Thank you, my friend in the comments. What was I saying? Oh, I have other videos on my channel where I talk about my life experience growing up as a psychic medium. Yeah, see, I have these long nails, Brian 980. So I'm like trying, I can't like massage it in a way that's like, uh. I'm just gonna see if there's anything else that wants to come through. That's pretty much it, you guys. This cluster of like overlapping Venn diagrams, authenticity, how you're showing up, and the confidence in your nervous system from solidified integration from previous work these past 5 years, giving you the ability to more calmly and confidently than ever do new things that are bigger and better and will create awesome experiences in your life. Pretty much. Oh yeah, big B. I have had dreams come true before for sure. Does your psychic powers allow you to use telepathy? Yes. I was actually I was ranting to somebody earlier today, actually, a friend, and how there was somebody I used to know that used psychic telepathy unethically. Like whenever he wanted to know something about somebody, he would just try to get in their head and he would like boast about how easy it was. Hate it. Hate that. Disgusting. Ugh. F that. Cross fingers. F that. No. I only tune into somebody if they're asking me a question or they give me like permission or we're doing a session or something like that. I don't go out in the world and like test myself and see whose head I can get into. That's disgusting. That's something that this person I used to know did or still does. I don't know. We haven't talked. Have them blocked. So cold compress on the forehead. I don't know if that's gonna, maybe on the back of the neck, old head one. Because I'm sweaty back here. It might cause more constriction in my blood vessels to put cold up here. Thank you for the suggestion though. You guys are really, really sweet in the comments. Let's see. What do I actually believe in universally? I think someone uses telepathy through my dreams sometimes. Can those be learned too or only innate? This is abilities like that should be used responsibly. I agree, Billy. I want to I want to fight that person. I do. So yes. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying, Billy. Yes, the guy I'm talking about, I was saying, yes, I want to fight him for not using his abilities responsibly. Yes, that is bad. And abilities like that should be used responsibly. Let's see. So I'm curious, but what do you actually believe in? So I consider myself as a pagan pantheist nowadays. Pantheism is the belief that everything exists all at the same time. I say pagan pantheist specifically because the ancient practices and traditions of old world cultures are very nature-based, very based in love and harmony with animals and people and everybody and everything. So it's just very magical. It's just very beautiful. A lot of wisdom and healing has come out of those societies. Ancient Egypt, old Celtic traditions, old Slavic traditions, the Norse. I try not to, I learn about closed practices, but I don't practice them myself because they're closed and I am who I am complexion wise. So I think it's important to be aware and to be compassionate and to learn about all sorts of different perspectives. When it comes to actually practicing, though, I do stick to my own heritage and what resonates with me most from practices that are open and not closed. So, but yes, bottom line, I believe that everything exists all at once, all at the same time. Time does not exist, it's just a construct. Every version of God that every culture has exists because it's all just different names for the same collective energy. That's what I believe. How can you even contact the dead? They're already dead. It's only their body, Piglet Lev. Piglet Lev 2316. Consciousness continues. Consciousness and the soul is eternal. That's why I'm able to talk to dead people, because it's only their body that's dead. It's not their soul. It's not their consciousness. Consciousness continues to exist well beyond the physical body. And that's a good explanation for reincarnation too. Your soul kind of hops between and like incarnates into different physical forms, but it's the same on the inside, if that makes sense. Oh, okay. Brian, is it this? Wait, I have to put my mic down. Pinching like that on the side that hurts. For my headache. You guys are really sweet. Thank you. I'm going to do that here for a second. There are comments, but ooh, I feel the blood flow. Thank you for that. Try to take a break for a second. Oh, I got the mic again. Hopefully you could hear me. Let's see. Yeah, like, do you believe in God? Yes, God is a collective energy that has many different names, but yes, God exists. Um, there are multiple, thank you for clarifying, Billy. Um, is there a heaven for you? Do you contact them in the heaven or are they still on earth? It depends. So, as a medium and as a priestess, there are times where I have to intervene with people who are stuck on earth because they feel a sense of fear. They don't want to go to hell. Maybe they feel like they have unfinished business. They're worried about the safety of their family, whatever. And so they'll stay, but they'll be trapped in whatever sadness and anger they may have passed away holding on to. So I help them ascend. That's called an ascension. I call in their guardian angels to bring them where they need to go, and I answer any questions they might have. And it goes very similarly every time I talk to them. Like, it is just those concerns of like, they don't want to go to a bad place and they're worried about their family. But I tell them every single time, like, you can visit your family whenever. And there is no, I believe here, some pagans believe that there's no hell at all. I do agree with that, but at the same time, I believe that you will experience what you want to experience. So if you're Christian and you want to go to heaven, you'll go to heaven. If you're Mormon and you believe in the levels of heaven and you want to go to the highest level of heaven, you're going to do that. If you believe in samsara, nirvana, in Hindu and Buddhist cultures, respectively, you will experience that. So to answer your question about spirits, whether they're in heaven, ascended, or not ascended, if they're trapped to earth or if they've already reunited with the collective in heaven, right? I can speak to them. It doesn't matter where they are, I can talk to them. Jesus is amazing. I love Jesus. What are abilities psychics have and how common are psychics? Technically, everyone can be psychic because we are all from the same source. All of our souls are eternal. So it's something that you can practice and you can hone. It just might come faster and easier to some people over others. Why? I don't know. I have been a priestess in, I would like to argue intuitively what I'm getting is most of my lifetimes. Most of my previous incarnations, I mean, my past lives. Let's see. Telepathy, empathy. So telepathy, so like mind stuff. Empathy, feeling what other people feel emotion-wise. Feeling into the safety of situations. Like if you walk into a shady bar and you're like, ew, there's a pit in your stomach. That's a part of being psychic, I would say. And then, like I was saying earlier in the stream, mediumship is kind of separate from that. Psychic energy and psychic senses deal with the now and deal with the here in this room. Whereas mediumship is about crossing that threshold, crossing the veil to contact consciousness and contact souls specifically. It's different. Yeah, okay, so we're already at 40 minutes, you guys. If there are any other questions you have, those are the updates I have. Thank you for your questions. I love how active the chat is tonight. Sometimes, while I have you guys, I'm here every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. CDT, 7 p.m. Central. If you go to my channel, subscribe if you want to. I come out with a lot of insights and reflections and encouraging messages, or I hope they are. I just talk about what I'm passionate about in that moment or the current things that I'm moving through energetically, and I share it with you very, very candidly. So if you're into that, if you love that, subscribe, please. And I'm here every single Wednesday night. You can go to the banner in my channel, and I have actually different time zones. So find your time zone in there and see what time it is for you. For me, it's 7 p.m. Central. Oh, that's really cool, Malice. Sorry, Melissa Knight. Thank you for sharing that your Nana was a medium for a very long time. That's really cool. Okay. Okay, guys. Yeah. I'm having fun hanging out with you, and my headache does feel just a little bit better, but this bright light in my face probably isn't helping. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get going here, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I have a podcast where I talk about, I read and react to spiritual Reddit stories specifically. So, like paranormal experiences, cryptid encounters, like deity encounters, things like that, angels. And I also have a Substack and an Instagram. All of that is linked in the bio on my channel. Yay, thank you so much, Big B. I really, really appreciate. Feel better. It's okay. Thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. I know. See, I'm having so much fun with you, but I'm gonna try to prioritize my body right now. So, and I've been talking for a while anyway. So thank you so much for your engagement. It's been really fun hanging out with you and answering your questions. Hopefully, I'll see you next Wednesday, maybe. And I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of your day, night, wherever you're at. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you guys.